I've stepped outside of my comfort zone and I think I'm ready to step back in. Today I am at the Goodwill on Perimeter Center Drive in Atlanta, Georgia. I am in the Sandy Springs area of Atlanta. I'm really excited to see if a Goodwill in a more affluent area of Atlanta is going to have a lot more, really nice stuff inside. I really have no idea. I was having lunch with a friend. She works in this area, and so that's really the only reason I'm up here. But anyway, let's head inside and see if I can find anything to help me restock my antique booth. This is a pretty pattern. What are these? Mikasa, $10.09 for a salad plate. I feel like I've entered the Twilight Zone or something. This is disturbing. Here's the bread plate, $8.09. And okay, there's a salad plate. You can see people are like, okay, here's a saucer with no cup, $6.09. I've stepped outside of my comfort zone and I think I'm ready to step back in. All right, oh gosh, is this how all of them are? Okay, let's keep going. I have to look at Christmas dishes. Okay, $1.39. Oh my gosh, I was beginning to think I was like in an alternate reality. Okay, $2.09 for these pretty little saucers. Oh look, this is my favorite Corelle pattern. This is the wildflower pattern, $1.09 for these salad plates. Unfortunately, the pattern looks like these were placed in the dishwasher. The pattern is worn. All right, but let's keep looking. I'm feeling a little bit better now. Here's a pretty little vintage red enamel teapot with a wooden handle, $4.09 on that. And this is the lid to a dance enamel pot, Dutch oven. It hurts my heart that this was separated from its pot because those are high ticket items. What are these? Are these the Franciscan apple? $2.09. Some things are the same here. They put the sticker right over the maker. So I guess they're Franciscan or Blue Ridge. I really don't know. I've not seen these before. These are Corelle, $2.09 for the sets, and they're really pretty. They have like different herbs on them, I guess. Of course, the plates that I really wanted were $10 for a salad plate. That was a beautiful Mikasa pattern. Yeah, I can't do it at that price though. So I only got one thing. I got a Melissa and Doug ice cream toy, and it's not vintage, but I really like Melissa and Doug, and I'm gonna put it in the booth. It was just $3.09. It looks like all of the ice cream cone pieces are here, but of course I want to put it all together when I get home. We're just gonna have to go another Goodwill. The fact that there were no carts did not help. All right, back in my neck of the woods. I'm at City Thrift in Lilburn, Georgia. Let's head inside and see what we can find. This teapot has an interesting mid-century looking shape to it. $3.99. I think it's new though. I like it. What are these? These look vintage. The stickers right over the maker on these two. Here's some Pfaltzgraff plates in the Wind Song pattern. $6.99 for this stack of plates. That's a good deal actually. This is my favorite Pfaltzgraff pattern, I think. Oh, look at this. I think it's Pioneer Woman. It is, and it's $10. I would get this if it was reasonably priced, but it's not. I mean, that makes no sense. Just for someone who comes in here and is not a reseller and needs a napkin holder and wants something pretty, like, it's not good for anybody. These are cute. little spongeware rimmed sugar bowl or tiny casserole maybe with those handles on it. Oh, there's 2 of them. I'm gonna think about this. It's kind of high at $5, but I really like it. I like that country kitchen 80s look for some reason. I guess it's just nostalgia. This is a pretty little plate. What are you? German? Oh, this is a cute little $3 for this little pot with the stopper. I like it. I think that will work up in the North Georgia mountains. Lots of people who love to fish there. Here's a snow baby, $3. I'm gonna put him in my cart and look him over as well. It's a cute one. This is a pretty little Avon bath oil collectible bottle, $3. I like that blue, sort of milk, almost like blue milk glass. Is that what you would call it? Or like jadeite, but it's blue. I don't know what you would call it, but it's pretty. Avon has definitely been slowing down. You still have your collectors who are looking for it, but I've noticed it's slowing down a little bit for me. You have to have patience if you want to sell collectible Avon. Let's see, the metal aisle and the wood aisle are looking a little bit slim on the pickings here. Oh, here's some lovely haul. I call it the autumn leaf. $10 for this picture. Oh my gosh, I love the shape of it. And I love the pattern on this stuff. $4 for this bowl. Let's see. I know there's another name for this stuff and I can't remember it. I call it autumn leaves, and I can't remember the other name for it. Help me out. I'm having like a little bit of a brain fog. I think I'm going to I'm in love with the picture. I'm gonna put picture and one of the bowls in the cart and just take a really close look at the condition on it. $10 is kind of a lot. I've also found a milk glass cup, a vintage one, for 99 cents with some wheat on it, golden wheat, I guess. Some Corelle plates. And there's some spring blossom under there and the full-size dinner plates. I'm gonna leave those for somebody else, but that's a good find. Fancy teacups and saucers. Unfortunately, my picture has a lot of wear on the gold around the rim of it. And my bowl is not actually a bowl. I think it's actually a casserole missing its lid. You can tell by the edge on it around here at the top. And my snow baby has a broken wing, so all of them are going back on the shelf. They had Beanie Babies at the register at sort of like impulse buys, and so I got a bunch of them. They're just 99 cents. And this is what I ended up with. I decided to get the Pfaltzgraff plates. And my final stop of the day was at this Goodwill. It is on Lawrenceville Highway in Lilburn, Georgia. I like this Goodwill, and I had a viewer who told me that she had been to this store recently and it was nice and well stocked, and it was today too. I'm really excited about the things that I found in there, so I will show you everything when I get home. I also stopped at an estate sale, so I will show you what I got there as well. There was no air conditioning and the house was just, I mean, brutal. The heat index here is 102 today, so I did not do any filming in there. I just got in and out of there as fast as I could. But I got some Franciscan in the tulip pattern and it's just lovely. So stay tuned. When I get home, I'm gonna just spread everything out, tell you how much I paid for everything, and tell you how much I expect to be able to sell it for in my antique and vintage booth. All right, well, this is quite the haul that we have to unpack here, so let's get started. First off, from the Goodwill in Sandy Springs, where I had a moment where I was just like, what in the world? Those Mikasa plates, the pattern is called Tapestry, and those they do sell for high prices online, but I was just like blown away when I saw those prices there for a minute. The only thing I got at that store was this Melissa and Doug ice cream counter toy. I just think it is precious, and it is secondhand new. It's not vintage. It was $3.09. The only missing piece is there's supposed to be a cup right here on the top, but everything else is here, and I just think it would be so much fun for kids to build the ice cream cone that they want with the topping that they want, or then your friends come, you know, play with you, or your family members play with you, and they stand behind the glass counter, and then you get to make the ice cream cones that they want. I just love wooden toys for kids where they can use their imagination, and especially love toys for kids that do not require batteries. I will put $22 on this, maybe $24. And I don't want to just like completely wrap it up in cellophane like it was when I bought it, but I'm not sure how else to go about it not losing its pieces, and for the little pieces to end up all over the store. Don't want that to happen. Maybe I should just put it up on a high shelf, and that way parents can look at it without it getting played with and the pieces being lost. This is a Hazel Atlas milk glass cup. The pattern is, I believe, called Golden Harvest. It was just 99 cents, and I will put $10 on this. However, I saw a video on YouTube yesterday, and it's by a YouTuber. His channel is called Justin Resells. If you're not watching him, he kind of specializes in reselling on eBay, and he recently did a video all about the resale value of vintage cups and coffee mugs. It's something that he personally collects. He was talking about valuable coffee cups, and one of the things he talked about was milk glass coffee cups with a design on them, vintage ones. So if you haven't checked out Justin Resells and you're also into coffee cups like I am, you should definitely watch that video because it was very interesting, I'm telling you. I will put $10 on this and see how it goes. I decided to get these because this is my favorite Pfaltzgraff pattern, I think. If you heard me say my favorite pattern was Heirloom, it's because I forgot about this one. This is such a pretty pattern with the pink and blue flowers on it. So I got all 6 of these little plates for $6, so they are $1 a piece, and I'm going to put $8 each on these. The salt and pepper shakers in that pattern are particularly large, and they're very pretty. By the way, I had a set of those that sold from the booth a while back. All right, and then the Fishing Lies pottery jar. I just thought this was really cute. It was $3, and I will put $14 on this. Next, we went to the Goodwill in Lilburn, and I didn't do any filming in there, but I did get some cool stuff. So first I found a vintage Lenox vase. The trim is 24 karat gold. The base is their ivory color, and it has its original tag on it explaining that this is called pierced ceramic, so the hearts are pierced, the little heart cutouts. You can see that has an old price tag on it that says $24, maybe from a boutique or something, and I think that that's a pretty good price for me to charge as well. I'll put $24 on this lovely vase from 1985 by Lenox. And at that same Goodwill on an end cap was this Pfaltzgraff Yorktowne butter tub. Now this will be for your round, what do you call it? The round butter? Okay, there's a word for that. Anyway, there are some Amish stores up in LJ. I'm sure there's Amish stores all over the United States, but they have they kind of specialize in their round butter. Again, I don't know the word. Please help me with my words. I don't normally like this pattern, the Yorktowne pattern, because it just sits and sits on the shelves. However, I was surprised when I saw the eBay sold listings for these. These are pretty high priced item. The sold listings, it is the 1970s and 1980s is when they made these. I paid just $2.09 for it, and I'm gonna price it at $25, and I think it will sell. This is a really nice specialty piece and not one that you see very often. And then I found an Art Deco 1920s or 1930s rice canister with its lid. It says Czechoslovakia on the bottom very faintly, but that's what it says. It was $3.09. This is also kind of a high ticket item, even though it's just one canister for rice. I think it should sell for $32. Really pretty. Look at the pattern looks a lot like that salt box that I sold recently. The one where I just was so upset because the wood on it smelled musty because it had a wooden lid. That one was German. I did work on the smell, and it was only in my booth for a couple of days before it sold. So I think that one will sell quickly. Maybe not as quickly as the salt box, but I also think that will sell quickly. There was also a beautiful casserole dish there. It is Royal Worcester. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce it. I say Worcestershire sauce, but it's not Worcestershire. It's Royal Worcester. I know I'm going to get corrected, and that's fine. You can correct me on my pronunciations. Let me show you what the bottom looks like. This is a really pretty porcelain casserole dish, and the pattern is Evesham Vale. I paid $5.09 for it, and I think that this will also sell for $32. Really pretty, made in England piece. It's got fruit on it, so I think that also should sell. I'm going to go into the booth and redo my focal point where I have all the red, white, and blue glass. It's just time. It's August now, so I removed like the little American flag that I had in there because I didn't want to completely redo it yet, but July was over, and so I just removed the patriotic symbols that were in there and left the red, white, and blue. But my next display is going to be more of a baking display, and so I will have all these new things on there that deal with baking in any way. All right, and then wrapped up were some little plates, and they were wrapped up in a bundle. The bundle worked out to where each saucer I paid 39 cents for, so these are Metlox, and the pattern is called California Strawberry. Metlox Poppy Trail, California Strawberry. Let me show you a photo here of what the cup looks like if this was a complete set with its cup. It's possible that the cups were there and I just didn't notice them. I think I would have, though, because I probably would have noticed that they looked vintage and I would have stopped to look at them. I probably am going to go back to that Goodwill tomorrow and see if I can find those green cups that these are supposed to have with them. If I can't find the cups, these saucers were just 39 cents a piece, and I'll put $4 each on them. And then also in the bundle were 2 of these by Hearthside Stoneware. These are Japanese stoneware. 2 bread-sized plates for 39 cents a piece, and I will put $6 a piece on these. Also at that Goodwill, all cellophaned up was this children's or miniature tea set, and it's Madeline and her dog. And so here's her dog. It was made by Schilling, and even though the stamp looks like it was old, it's not. These are made in the 1990s apparently, and I don't have a complete set, unfortunately. I have 4 of the little cups and only 2 of the saucers. They were wrapped up all together with these things, but these things are completely unrelated to the tea set. So I'll talk about those in a second. But anyway, since I don't have a complete tea set, I will try $15 on the tea set. That's unfortunate. All right, so these were wrapped up, but do not go with that. They are porcelain teacup covers. Let me show you a photo here of what the teacup looks like that goes with these. There's 4 of these. They are 1970s. I have no idea what to do with these other than, I suppose they could be coasters. I don't really know. Other than go back to the Goodwill and look to see if the teacups are there. They might be. They might be sitting there. The teacups are so pretty though that I have a feeling they probably have already sold. All right, and then the estate sale. It was so hot in there. I did not attempt to do any filming as promised. I got the beautiful Franciscan in the tulip pattern. I see the desert rose and the apple pattern all the time, and I've never seen this one. It could just be because I've only recently become interested in this stuff, and I just didn't really pay that much attention over the years, but I just think that tulip pattern, well, it's my favorite that I've ever seen. The cups have the embossed stamp that said made in England, and then the saucers have the Franciscan F on them. So I paid $20 for a whole set of this stuff. And in this set, I got 4 cups, 4 saucers, 4 bowls. These are small bowls, maybe ice cream sized bowls, and then 4 salad plates. So I got 12 pieces of it, so that worked out to $1.67 per piece. So for the cup and saucers, I paid, since that's 2 pieces, $3.34 for each cup and saucer set, and I'm going to put $15 a set on them. And then of course the bowls were $1.67 a piece. I will put $10 a piece on the bowls, and also $10 a piece on the salad plate. I just think this pattern is lovely. I have a new favorite Franciscan pattern. If you have a pattern that you want, that I should look up, that you think I would like, that I haven't seen, please let me know. I would be interested to know if there is a Christmas pattern. I don't know. All right, and then at the estate sale with no air conditioning. God, what is it with the estate sales with no air conditioning? I got a really nice pottery mug. It's large. It's got some pretty little flowers on it, and it's got a signature on the bottom. It was $5, and I'll put $18, maybe $20 on this. I'm not able to fetch really high prices for pottery mugs in our antique store, but I watch Andy. Her channel is called All Put Together. She resells out of Portland, Oregon, and she is able to fetch really high prices for her nice pottery mugs. I'm just not able to in my store, so I would imagine she could probably get $28 for this, whereas I can only expect to get probably $18 to $20. Interesting, right? How things are different across the country. All right, so I think that's it. I can't do any more shopping until I wash and price this stuff. I am surrounded by it in my dining room. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I don't know. I kind of like the way that my new teapot looks right here with the other 2, and I might not put it in the booth for that reason because I really like the way it looks. All right, I do have a viewer comment that I want to share with you. That's next. All right, this viewer left a comment about the cooking segments that I hope to do at the end of my videos, and this comment is from Windy Hill Uniques, 1907. And Windy Hill Unique says, your homemade dog food looks just like the commercial fresh dog food. Good job. Make sure you cook and serve your recipes in vintage cookware. Now, so she's talking about the recipe segments that I hope to do soon. Just kidding, but looking forward to it. Okay, so if you've been watching, you'll know that I've been thinking about doing a recipe segment and putting it on the end of my videos. If they do well, then I will just do recipe only videos, but for starters, I think what I will do is do a short, like a segment, and put it at the end of a thrift haul video or something like that, or a booth sales report video. And then again, if they take off, then I would just have a whole playlist where I do only those videos. But my idea is to use recipes from vintage cookbooks and also to wear vintage aprons. And Windy Hill Uniques. I don't need a lot of encouragement to go out and buy vintage cookware. So the funny thing is that I don't have a lot of it, even though I love it, because I've sold it all in my booth. I have a few pieces. I have some pieces where they're dishwasher damaged or there was some kind of defect in it. But now that she said that, now I want to start looking for some more vintage cookware to keep for myself for these videos. So there's that, right? I don't need a ton of encouragement to go out and spend money on vintage cookware for myself. Like, she gave me a great idea. I'm probably going to do that now. That's my viewer comment for today. I do have some pet outtakes for you as well. And I just wanted to say thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. It is completely free to subscribe to someone's YouTube channel. Thank you again for being here, and as always, I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.
Penny, what are you doing in the pool float? I know you don't actually want to go swimming. You sweet girl. Oh. It's funny. We were just watching the news and Bear heard the meteorologist say it's going to be 99 degrees on Monday.